what's up everybody? Got about 2 weeks worth of miscellaneous pickups to show you guys here. It's yard sales and swap meet and whatnot. Anyways, got something cool. Yard sale at my neighbor's down the street. Have this giant kiddy plush. Got him for $3. And other than just one little hole, which just take a couple of stitches, really good shape. Then last weekend, and I was going to do a pickups vid, and it was just screw it. I didn't have enough stuff to make it worthwhile, and figure if I'm going to do any pickups vids is, I'm getting kind of bored of this, and since Google's taken over, or just bought out, or whatever the fuck they've done with YouTube, things are kind of screwy, so I've kind of been putting off doing videos unless it's going to be a big one. Would have shown you guys these, and I can't remember who it is, but I know somebody that I subscribe to, or they subscribe to me, collects these. And I've been collecting them off and on too, but man, usually I'm lucky to find one at a yard sale in good shape. These people, their kids actually took care of their toys. All the stuff that they had for sale at the yard sale, toy related, was all in one piece. It's a rarity around here to find kids that take care of their shit. And all these are vintage from the 80s. So anyways. And a lot of them I had when I was a kid too. In fact, on this one, I had one that was quite a bit larger. I think this is the medium size. Anyways, found a Rubik's ball. It's pretty cool. Rotates just like a Rubik's cube. And see, only missing one sticker, which the stickers aren't in the best shape because it's from the 80s, so not bad for it to only be missing one sticker. Another Rubik's Cube type toy here, which I'm going to say this is one of the oddball ones. And this one's not missing any stickers and not in too bad a shape. There is one spot, yeah, one of the Rubik's parts of it has a slight crack, but nothing real bad. In fact, I could probably peel off the sticker and glue it, and you never know. Anyways, kind of cool there. Still rotates good. And then these next three, unbelievable to find them in one piece, especially this one. And I've got the original larger version of this that I picked up at got it at Goodwill last year, year before, whatever. Anyways, got the keychain version of a Rubik's pyramid. The reason why these are kind of hard to find on original, they fall apart real easy, man. Real easy. Especially if it was played with by a little kid. And this one, yeah, just like the Rubik's ball, only missing one sticker. It's pretty cool. And these, just unreal. And both of them are definitely vintage. In fact, one of them, the white plastic, is getting discolored just from age. But I always find these in pieces. They're either in pieces or just missing pieces. I'll show you the small one first. This one's cleaner. Snake puzzle here. Let's find at the end of it. Basically just straightens out like that, and you can make all kinds of different shapes. The ball being the coolest, which is pretty much the default shape that you get when you buy one of these. So pretty cool, and this one's in really good condition. And then this one definitely shows its age. It's about the size of the one I had when I was a little kid. So it's got to be early 80s. As soon as Rubik's Cube hit, man, everybody got into the puzzle type market like these. So there were just tons of them floating around a year later. Not even gonna bother to open anyways. Larger one that's red and white, and kind of tell there in the shaded area that white plastic there that should be bone white is starting to yellow. Otherwise, good condition. Set these aside. Got something really cool to show, and I know I scored on this guy big time. And for anybody that may have one of these guys, I don't know if he's missing anything or not, because this thing has a lot of pieces. And I think they come kind of like a model kit. It's for anybody who's into Gundam. Found one of the large robots. In great shape. And the shield there can extend. Guns. Jetpack there, and then a couple more hidden under his shoulders. And this thing's just got hidden stuff all over. It's crazy. Let's see. Thought that was supposed to pop up or something. I don't know. Let's see if the other side pops up. Okay, I guess that just... Yeah, it's got all kinds of little gizmos and stuff on it that open up and move. I mean, just tons and tons of articulation. And don't ask me which one he is. Like I say, man, I just don't know. There are... All I can find is numbers on them. Okay, here we go. Holy crap. Now I find something. Let's see what it says on the shield. 2001 SA .S. It's made by Bondi, which I have no clue about that company. But I know these things go for a lot when they're brand new, because my Hastings store occasionally gets in this kind of stuff, and their prices are god-awful already. So for something like this, my store would probably want like $100 fucking bucks. But if you went anywhere else, it'd probably be 20 or more less, or maybe even more than that, because once again, my Hastings store sucks. Otherwise, I got this dude for $5, which I knew right off the bat. As soon as he said $5, I didn't even look it over. I figured one for frickin' parts, if it was missing a lot, would be a good deal. Show you really big score on an Xbox 360 game, because I don't think this ever got played, man. I think somebody got this, as it's one of those pack-in games where it'd be 2 discs in one case or whatever. Anyways, this is the one for Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which I did play that a little bit, and it's alright. I could see it getting really repetitive though, but it's alright. And then it's got Forza 2 Motorsport. Really good condition. Say, man, I don't think this got played. The disc, it's one for Spider-Man and stuff. Marvel. And yeah, it just has dust. So both discs are scratchless. Anyways, held it up, and the lady was like, "Peace, hippie." So got it for $2. Basically a buck a game for Xbox 360. Can't go wrong there on any of them. I was at one of my local thrift stores, and it was the only one they had. That's why I got it for cheap, probably. Okay. Now for something that I definitely collect, and this one definitely needs a little bit of help. It's not horrible. It has to do with the pins that hold everything together. They're kind of loose. But I never heard of this brand. Anyways, for anybody new, I collect butterfly knives, mainly vintage ones from the 80s or whatnot. And this one is made by Dragon Lock. Just says Dragon Lock 11/474/H stainless Japan. Has a dragon etched in the blade, and let's see. I'd swear either Frost Cutlery copied this company or they copied Frost Cutlery. Is back in the day when these things started getting popular, nobody gave a rat's ass about copyright. Everybody had rip-offs of everyone else. But if it was brass handle, it would look identical. Otherwise, not in too horrible a shape. This one's all stainless, and then it does have either brass or copper liners. Little latch there, looks like it's brass. It's seen better days, but I've seen a lot worse. And I'm getting to the point to where I don't care the condition. If the price is right, I grab them, because these are getting really scarce in my area. Taking a guess here, because I picked this up a while ago and set it aside and forgot about it, but I was meaning to show it to you guys. I think I got it for like 20 bucks, which is not bad for one that needs work. Now for something for the adults that are watching. Otherwise, if you youngins watching don't know what the hell I'm going to be talking about here on this beer mug, just look up STD, and that should describe it enough. Anyways, for anybody my age or a little younger or definitely older, y'all should know what this place is. And as far as I know, there are still 2 of them. And one of them, it has been shut down, and I don't know if it's running or not. I brought up both websites, and the websites tell me they're both running. Otherwise, usually when they shut down, so does the website. I just got this at my swap meet for $3. This is from the world famous Chicken Ranch in Nevada. That is a hotel and brothel. House of Hose. I've never seen anything from the Chicken Ranch. In fact, the other one is Mustang Ranch. Back in the 80s and late 70s, when my parents had their campground, we had a general store, and you used to be able to like sell stuff by Harley Davidson and whatnot, and then they did this thing to where unless you're that store, you cannot sell their merchandise. And she'd gotten deal on a shit ton of t-shirts from the Mustang Ranch, and God, man, you talk about a moneymaker. We had a lot of sick ass motherfuckers living in our area, man. She couldn't sell them fast enough, and she was selling for $10 a shirt, which was not too bad, not too horrible back in the day. But, yeah, I got a friend that lives in Nevada that either drives by this place or he drives by Mustang Ranch. He works at Amazon at their warehouse, so I'll have to ask him if they're still in business. And I guess there was another one too. I can't remember the name of it. Otherwise, close up there has a hatched egg with chick's legs sticking out of it. And any adults want to check out the website, man, it kind of goes from, okay, you're kind of cute, up to skank. You never see my ass there. Never. I got enough problems. I already got ADD, and I've got dyslexia, and I don't need to add STD to the list, so no, I would never go to a place like this, but cool to have a mug, so okay. Now that I've grossed out all my women viewers, back to game type stuff. And, let's see, I gotta see if there's a date on this, because I don't know if this is an older one, or if this is a new one. And you assholes aren't gonna have anything. Where is it? I know I found the goddamn date somewhere on this bitch. Maybe it's on the catalog. Hold on, guys. It's taking a bit here because there's two versions of this thing, so... The other one is the one that I saw last year, so I already know it's dated. Shit. Any fucking day. That is crazy. Where in the hell? Let's see what's on the fucking system. I hate it when companies don't date their shit, man. I fucking hate that. They don't even have a date on it. It's probably just well hidden. I have no fucking clue. Anyways, I got this at my local Walmart. And once again, man, gotta rip on Walmart because when it comes to their website and the physical store, it's like gambling. Once again, this is where, if you're wanting to get one online, if you see this on their site, check your store first to see if they have any in stock before you order it. Because now that they got, oh, we'll match the price of any competitor. Oh, that's fucking great, but they won't match their own. Because I got this for $29.95, but if you go onto their website, they want $10 more, which is fucking bullshit. And the one they're showing on the website is the other version, though, but I don't know if that's what they're going to send you. Anyways, this is the Sega Genesis Classic Game Console Special Edition. Fewer games version, because it's special! It includes 2 wired controllers. That's the main difference, other than they put fewer games on it. And it is compatible with Genesis carts. What's crazy, when I show you guys the system and I'll point it out, the original one that I saw had wireless controllers and it had controller ports so you can plug them in. This one, they got the spot for it, but it's like they just filled it in with a piece of plastic where the infrared sensor would be. Otherwise, it looks identical. And after all the reviews, man, I've seen them all. I just wanted one in my collection. I know they're not that great, but still cool to have. And let's see. Read off the games this one has, because it is a different lineup. Alex Kidd, Altered Beast, Alien Storm, Arrow, Flash, Bonanza Brothers, Columns, Crackdown, Decap Attack, E-SWAT, Fatal Albrith, Flicky, Gain Ground, Golden Axe 2, Jewel Master, Shadow Dancer, Sonic Pinball, Streets of Rage 1 and 2, Virtual Fighter 2. And then the rest of this stuff I'm not going to count because it's all just shit freaking games that they stuck on for filler because they're too fucking cheap to make it all Genesis games. And the other one, same damn thing. It's just this one's got 60, I think the other one's got 80 games, but you're not getting that many more, man, because they pull that shit. Otherwise, take this puppy out, show you guys. Catalog there. And this thing is dinky. It's smaller than the Sega Genesis Model 3. Anyways, there's top of it there. And got on, off, and then menu. When you're playing a Genesis cart, the menu button turns into reset. Then I agree, I don't know why they couldn't have at least made it stereo. It is mono like the original Genesis. If you have the AV cable, it's just video and then one audio. It is DC 9 volt. For anybody that finds one of these at a pawn shop, well, you ain't gonna find this piece of shit at a pawn shop unless they have it like a dollar items basket. Maybe like thrift store or whatever, but it is a common type adapter and it's 9 volts, so easy enough to find a power supply. Otherwise, there's the back of it, and front of it there with the 2 controller ports, and that shiny spot there Oh, I know what they did. That's what they did. I can just barely feel it move because it's in there pretty tight, but right there is where the infrared would have been. What they did was take out that clear police. Yeah, police, that's a new fucking word. Mind me, I'm tired again, man. I didn't sleep good. Took out that piece of plastic that was clear so the infrared could shine through and just stuck in another piece of plastic to replace it. So, there you go. It's probably the same system, just with fewer games. And looks like it belongs to a cell phone, and says nothing on it about this being for the damn game system. Just like the other AtGames one that I have that's portable, the power supply for it says nothing on it to tell you that it's for that game system. And, at least they gave you the 6-button version on the controllers, and they're not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. They're just cheaper versions of the original Genesis 6-button. Now, one thing for anybody who buys one of these, this is what I don't understand a lot of these products, man. It's like, just stick to one fucking website. In fact, I think this is where I found it. Yep. If you get one brand new, website that's on the manual is the one that you want to go to. If you look on the box, because this is atgames, all one word, .us. That website's up. And you gotta phone in on the fucking box. If you look at the side of the box, it says www.atgames.net. That site don't exist. So, there you go. And sure as hell don't buy one of these off their fucking website. Their prices are insane, and I don't know why. If the stores can get them cheap, and they're the manufacturer, why are the stores getting them so cheap, and then you go to the source and they want more? Usually it's opposite. So, I don't understand that. And on the other one that I have, they still don't have anything that you can download for games like they were going to say on the one that I was saying you can put ROMs on, which, so what if they don't get anything? I already got ROMs put on it. So a lot of the shit that they said they were going to do, they didn't do. One thing that always looks bad, just to make my video even longer, if anybody got the Atari Model 4 flashback that has the wireless joysticks, they got it to where I think for $10 you can send in one of your wireless joysticks if it breaks or whatever, and they will either, I guess, replace it or repair it. Which, just buy another fucking system, man. Those are cheap too. In fact, they had, not that one, they have the one that's got 60 games on it just like this. So a previous version of it they had at Walmart. Which my Walmart seems, the physical store seems to end up with a lot of the older shit. Otherwise, said this last time I showed one of these type things. If you guys are looking for one and you have a Smith's or Kroger Food and Drug, check there. My Smith store has had these things every year since they came out, man. He always tries to get them. He's got the ones that got the wireless controllers. It's just right now, it's more money. But at least my store, once December hits, he always puts on a sale to where you can get it for the $30. And as far as I know, that's still the cheapest place to get it other than getting one at Walmart. Like Walgreens and shit, they'll jack the price up. Hastings, once again, Hastings, go fuck yourselves. They want twice as much, man. Last time I saw an Atari one there, they wanted like $60, $70. Some god-awful high price for the same fucking thing I can get 2 blocks down the street for cheaper. There you go. Okay. Let's see. I've shown Rubik's Cubes and Gundams and video games, so... Oh, one more video game thing here. And then I've got the relics to show you guys. And this is something that's pretty rare. Don't know how rare. Once again, collectors, watch your prices. This thing, the price, if you look it up, like on eBay, or just really start looking up on eBay and retro game sites and shit, it jumps all over the place on prices for the same fucking thing. Which, this is something originally, this is a game controller for the original NES. It had a cup that fit on the bottom of it to put your cord in, as the cord unplugs from this. And then it also came with a videotape, which I agree, this is really freaking funny for a company to do. This thing can screw up games so bad to where they knew exactly how it was doing it, so they made a video game like, here, make Mario run backwards or whatever, or make your character jump off screen and disappear, or whatever, man. It's pretty bad when they actually supply a videotape that shows how to fuck up your Nintendo system. Otherwise, I got this for cheap from my buddy Jim. I've seen this for $100+ on the price for one that's either packaged or loose, just like I'm going to show you. So like I said, the price goes all over the place. So for me, $15, and mine's in good shape. Anyways, officially this is called the Game Handler, and I recommend if you're looking for one, look it up by typing in Game Handler for the NES, and if that doesn't bring up any prices that you like, go by I Am in Control for NES, or just I Am in Motion Controller for the NES. And hopefully you will find something like this for the price I paid. Otherwise, the cheapest one I saw online was, I'm going to say $30 range, and then it just goes up to holy fucking shit. But basically, as you can see here, looks like the top half of a flight control stick, but it's motion control. There's some kind of little sensors in here, which I have not opened this yet. I plan to, so I don't know what makes it tick, but when you tilt it forward, you move forward, back to go back, and then side to side, which on that, man, it's either really fucking sensitive, depending on the game you're playing, or not enough. So it's like, you really learn to keep your freaking hands steady, or you're going to be screaming at the TV. Which so far, say if you guys find one of these, try it on shooters. I tried it on Defender 2, and it was pretty fun with that, but man, side scrollers and stuff, like I tried it on Castlevania, kinda good. Old school, like Donkey Kong and stuff, somewhat, man. I could see somebody getting used to playing it, but you're gonna be annoyed as hell trying. Like Burger Time, I was getting annoyed. I thought this would be cool for it, but man, it's really hard to play with Burger Time. Just on the fact that you got to line up that chef perfect with the ladders. And on doing the lining up perfect, that's where this thing is not all that great. But cool collector's item. Anyways, show you the button line up here. Main trigger, or just A button, B button, or B button and A button, as there is a switch here to go in between the two, which also is glitchy as hell. You're better off switching it the way you want it and then turning on your game. If you do it while the game's playing, it gets confused, or you'll have a button that's not working. I believe that is, I think that's the start button, and then bottom one here I believe is select. And then you've got a toggle switch that goes from just normal for shooting games to a rapid fire, and then all the way up is slow motion. It's a three-way toggle. Nice long cord. Just plugs in the bottom of it here. So, pretty cool. Can't really compare it to the Power Glove. That one had sensors that you put on the TV, and I don't remember swearing at my TV as much as I did when I was testing this thing. It will definitely fuck up your games. In fact, something to bring up on Burger Time. And this was weird. It started glitching at first, and then I swapped the A and B buttons and turned on the system again, and it went away. But it's like as soon as I get ready to press the fire button for the chef to throw the pepper, it was like hitting the reset button. All of a sudden, man, I'm back on the title screen or whatever that says select 1 or 2 player or whatever, man. Really weird. But, yeah, the Power Glove, man, I had one of those back in the day, and I actually liked it on some of the games. It's just really something to where you'd either have to get used to it or just try a different game. But, if you want to compare it to something, and I never had one, I still would like to have one, on the fact that the fucking thing contains mercury. They had one for the 2600 called the Le Stick, which if you look it up, man, it literally looks like they got an old school bicycle grip, and if you're really old school, where they'd have the tassels hanging out the end of it on the bike, that's where the fire button is, and it's just one of those Radio Shack looking screw-in fire buttons, cord hanging from the bottom of it, and for the switches for motion, it literally had mercury switches in it. And I think the reason that one's kind of scarce, mercury, as soon as parents started finding out their kid's toy controller or whatever has mercury in it, sales probably went down, because that shit will fuck you up. Once again, I lived at a campground, man. We had gold. We were next to the Yuba River, so we had all the old gold miners that had lived in that town since they were a child. Some of them were batshit motherfucking crazy. And that was from burning off the mercury the wrong way to where they were breathing in all them fumes, and it hits like, could almost compare it to Alzheimer's. It eats away the brain. It makes them fucking crazy, and it rots the shit out of the teeth. So, if you get one of those, just have it to sit on a shelf someplace safe. Don't ever open it up, man. This one, hopefully they didn't do the same thing, because it's new enough. In fact, yeah, that came out in 1990, so I doubt if it's got mercury in it. It's got to be something else. If it does have mercury in it, I will let you guys know. Okay, now on to the vintage stuff. Hate to think how long this vid's going to upload, but I wanted to show you guys some cool shit. Fuck it, I'll show you Joe Boo here first. This guy, I had to do some repair on it, because he's old. Got this at my swap meet, and for anybody that sees a lot of this stuff around, man, no, it's not that resin stuff. This is real wood that's been painted with some kind of a lacquer or something. I don't know what they used. In fact, some of it's starting to wear off. Man, I just thought this guy was just too cool. It is definitely from Africa. For anybody that does collect this stuff, if you guys recognize them, please tell me who made them, or at least what village you made it came from. Because looking them up, I could find nothing identical to them. The only thing that I could find close was a really small one, maybe like, shit, I don't think it was 5, maybe 10 inches long at most. Not nearly as carved well as this. Really pretty just abysmal looking, but same thing. As you can see, his arms are back with his hands behind his head. So it's the same pose, just not as nice. And point out here, that little pit there, this is an ashtray. So this would have been for like tourist trade in Africa. And I'm figuring 40s, 50s, this guy at the swap meet, he had all kinds of cool stuff, man. That went back to his grandfather, that he just bring backs and stuff from the war and whatnot as he was in the military, and he went all over the place. So, a lot of cool stuff, and this is the only thing I can afford. Got paid $40 for this guy, and I know he's worth a lot more. But, even though I'm saying 40s, 50s, man, it could be a lot older than that, because, it's got some cracks through him. There's one that you can kind of see coming up from his ear that's not too horrible. which I'm going to ignore, but there was a bad one on his foot here that I'm in the process of repairing and restoring. The wood is so old, it looks like clay. It's just got that weird texture to it just from age, to where it's almost like a dry rot. Which, I'm in Arizona, so I'm thinking maybe the person that had this last set it outside and the heat got to him. Other than that, man, awesome shape. There's nothing that's broke off. I'll show you guys the back here, man. The way they did this is just really cool. Whoever carved this definitely had some killer talent, man. So, set him down. Show you guys the next vintage thing here. And this next thing here, got this yesterday at my swap meet, and I did get it for cheap for what it is. I mean, for real cheap. But if this thing wasn't attacked by a tweaker or other form of white trash, I could add a 0 to the price. As I paid $25 for this, and now that I've looked it up, found out it's a rare one. It's the place it was made. Not many of us honky type were there. For the time period, is this from 1940. Anyways, they did on this. It's one of those things I was hoping and just hoping and hoping, and nope, too fucking good to be true, but at least they didn't take a grinding stone to it. All painted. Even the frickin' handle painted in silver paint. The only thing that I'm so glad of this, they left it alone. The blade, they ignored it. But everything else, silver paint. I'm in the process of removing it, so some of you are going to say, why would you take sandpaper or whatever to it? That was not me. They cleaned this up with either sandpaper, I'm thinking more probably still wool, and then painted it, which is just fucking stupid. And on the fucking stupid, I found an Arisaka, and there's no way I can get this big enough, but the way you identify these, there's always some kind of a symbol, and that's what you look up. Just go Arisaka bayonet markings, and each one of the arsenals had their own symbol to say what arsenal and then what part of Japan or whatever. This one is Jensen Arsenal. That was in Korea. I guess they were using an arsenal there, hence why not many of us were there in the day. So that's what makes it rare. Not that many U.S. soldiers occupying the area, so if you get online to find one of these, even one that's rusted up, unless you get really lucky, you're going to pay a bit. So completely, like I say, man. So happy they ignored the blade. The blade on it is actually pretty damn nice. It does have an edge on it, which it starts from there down to the end. All this area untouched. I don't know if the soldier originally did that or what. What makes me the sickest is looking at the blade. Whoever got a hold of this fucking thing, probably somebody died and somebody, kid or whatever, or blue collar tweaker ended up with this. And it was like somebody's top collection piece, because this would have been in awesome condition. I can just tell by looking at it. Other than tweaker paint on it, the only flaw, and that's from the solder point or whatever, little piece of it came out right there. Otherwise, the scabbard, there is not a dent or ding in it. Then handle, just one little spot where a chip came out, which they painted over that. Painted it to the point to where what I used on this, don't ever hit it with a hammer. You'll just fuck it up. Get a large screwdriver and use the handle of that. Plastic's not going to hurt it, and that's what I did. We just tap on this with plastic until it started fraying and then just worked it. But man, they had so much paint inside here and around it to where this was just locked in place. Otherwise, man, at least now I know if I find another one that's got the same mark that isn't painted, I got something that's got some value. This, I have no clue. I know I'm going to have to hang on to it for quite a long time, as I ain't dead yet until the value goes up, because they've basically just defaced it. But on removing the paint, I was just using paint thinner because I didn't think they would have touched the scabbard, as normally this would be all nice and dark like gun blued or whatever. But I'm just going to go over it with just light still wool because I can't make it any worse. But another thing that works good, magic eraser. This looks like they used cheap paint because there's a lot of it where it's spidered up. So I was just going over it with a magic eraser and it was lifting off some of the thicker spots. And then just once I saw what I saw, then I switching to still wool. Otherwise, wanted to show you guys what these fucking idiots did to this thing. As I haven't touched this yet. I mean, just all over in here. Started working on that side once I freed up the lock, but around the lock it's still silver paint. This is why you guys hear me bitching a lot about Kingman and Bullhead and Havasu, let alone just fucking Arizona, because man, this is nothing compared to some that I have found. I don't understand this area on how stupid people can be. I've seen ones to where the blade, in fact, I found one, it would be worth hundreds, like close to 1,000, that many hundreds. They got the blade and literally sharpened it with like a grinding stone or just one of those hand grinders. As it wasn't even, man. There were spots to where, that sounded really freaky, wasn't even, man. Anyways, it was like the thing bounced on it. There was nicks in it from them fucking up on the grinding stone because you know that they were flying high as a motherfucker when they did it. And just totally destroyed the blade. And then once again, painted it or did something to change the look of it. It was one of those things to where when I saw it from a distance, like, holy shit, and then you pick it up, motherfuckers. It's one of those things, man. Flip-flop. And I see them in a lot of the antique stores around here all the time, man, where it's like, when it's in the sheath, oh, wow, that is really freaking cool. I might make an offer on it, and then I take it out. Fuck! So, oh well. At least $25. Gotta say, one of these in good shape, at least according to eBay, man, maybe $250 at most, or $200 or whatever. It is an Arisaka, and they gotta be in awesome shape to where it's got the frog and everything to be worth a bit. And on frogs, now that my video is gonna be insanely longer than I wanted it to be, IMA.com, I believe. It's International Military Antiques. I've gotten stuff from them. In fact, my first bayonet that I ever had, that I've had since childhood, my German one that's got the saw teeth on it, it's basically, here goes the brain again. I know it's an NCO butcher bayonet, where it's still got the teeth on it. They had perfect reproduction, hibbity-bibbity freaking scabbards for it, or sheaths or whatever, for cheap. To where they've got the original ones in their collection, so they're just making an exact copy. Same thing if you're looking for frogs. I forget which version they have, but they got a frog for the Arisakas. It's really nice looking. In fact, I'm thinking of ordering one if I can get this looking nice again. Just to add to it, cover shit up. In fact, yeah, I got the bayonet sheath and I got the frog, and the frog, it looks just like the original German ones. In fact, some of them, they even have original stamps or reproduction stamps to where they will put in anything that was originally stamped on it just to add to the authenticity. And got it hanging above here. It's nice thick bridle leather too, and I'm figuring they do the same thing for the Arisaka. They got a lot of other frogs there too. And some of them aren't repro. They do have real authentic stuff. It's just you're going to pay more. So, 3:30. I'm sure it'll be nighttime by the time this fucker uploads. So, catch you guys later. Feel free to comment.